Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Here's where we are with the S&P, folks. We made a higher high than we did last Friday. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We made a slightly higher high by just a few pips. Here's where we are right now, okay? Now, remember, I did this on a long term, folks. I'm going back 15 years. When the bottom was in, I said it was going to be a bottom, and I think it's a top, what we're looking at here today, all right? Now, this is Friday in an up week, so it's very, very hard for the market to close down on the week. And that would take something, but it could. Down on the day, maybe, but down on the week, no. Because the stock market guys, they look at the stuff over the weekend, and if they see something, then they worry about it the next day. All this is my opinion, so that's what we're looking at. Now, yesterday, when we were on the show, we were talking about the S&P 500. Let's get this up here first of all, because that's where we were. Let's get this up. Bear with me here 1 second, and you'll see where we are, okay? Now, we can see on the little tiny pattern that we've got here, we've got a little 3-drive pattern coming in right up here, but I'm not going to give any recommendations here. Let's get to the hourly chart, okay? Because this is where we were last Sunday, and I thought that was the high last Sunday. You remember? There's where we were, okay? Let's get this over here. There's where we were last Sunday, okay? The market came down, made this big ABCD here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and here's where we are right now. There's every day this week. There was Sunday's action, okay? There's the 3rd. 4th of July. There's Monday's low. All week long we went up, and all week long it went up and made a new high by 2 points from that level. Now you can see where we are right now is we're pulling back almost to a 61% retracement. That's a function, my opinion, that's a function of the market going what am I saying? On a Friday in an up week, it's just hard to do it, okay? So that's what I'm bringing it to your attention, okay? Now, we've done all these numbers and all this stuff, but the key numbers that we're watching are on those S&P. The second thing that's most important is what I'm going to show you right now. The market made its bottom with the big one, which was the NASDAQ, okay? Now, here is the NASDAQ on the long-term weekly, folks. This is going back 18 months. There's drive 1. There's drive 2, there's drive 3. That's exactly what happened. We made a new high this week by just a little bit, and now it's getting ready to go lower. If this market is sharply higher on Monday, then I am totally wrong and don't believe anything I say. Most of you don't believe anything I say anyway, and that's okay. Everybody's has their opinion. But as we were on the show yesterday watching these things, what we did was, they were saying, well, we got stopped out. What do we do now? I said, well, let's look at one that looks like it's ready to go. So yesterday, right on the show, right as we were speaking, I'll get this up here, put this up on the daily. Okay, now here's the daily NASDAQ. Okay, now remember, it's making a new high. We were making a new high. You see, we took out the high of last Sunday, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've now had an outside day from yesterday. And it's trading, we sold it at 22.90, and now it's at 22.55. If you look at this here, what we were watching, we were watching it together. There's where the end of the show was, right there. That's when the show ended. I said, we're going to get up to hit that right there. That was the number that we were looking at. I said, sell it there, and look where we are right now. This morning, as you can see here, we made a 382 retracement early in the morning from that high down to there, right there. And from there, it dropped 20-some handles, and now we're rallying back a little bit. Okay? Now, that's all I'm looking at. This is just giving you a picture of the patterns that I'm watching unfolding. That's okay. Now let's get back to the gold market, because this is one that was one of our focus trades of the market today. Hold on, let me get this out of the way window. Okay, Dow vertical. Where's the gold at? Here's where we are. Here's the gold. This was a trade that we really liked. Okay, we were looking at this on the 4-hour chart. Let's get this up here because this is where we were. Okay, now I think it was 4. No, it was the hourly chart, I believe. Let's just get this up here and make sure it is. It was hourly. Yep. Here's where we were. Okay. Coming in today. All right. In fact, is our trades that we were watching yesterday. Let's do them together. Okay. I said we had a really strong probability of repeating this move right here. And it did. You can see that this from there to there was exactly perfect. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this other thing out of here because this is part of what we were trying to teach as well, show what we were doing. Anyway, there was the market right there. So we said it's going to repeat right there, okay, which it did, right there at 40, all right? And all that was, when you looked at that, that was a 61% retracement coming off of that high right there. That's all it was. That was that 135 pattern, okay? There it is. Yeah, excuse me, it's a little above the 50% right there. That's it right there. Here was the key. Now, we started our live trading when we were here. See, that's when we started the live trading. And I said, we have a really strong probability of taking this high out for the day. And I said, the reason is that you can see here early in the morning, and this is an hourly chart. This took 6 or 7 hours to do this, folks. But you go from your low, shut the front door and raise the rent. I was very happy about this. Hold on one second. There's your AB leg right here. And there's your CD leg right here. And this is where it got very interesting, okay? Now, you can see here the market went all the way up here and then continued to go higher. Well, guess what, folks? We had a trade, a lovely trade in the gold market, and then we had the second one I'll explain to you right here. I said we had a really good chance of taking that high out. Okay, and we did, and that's expected because the market it's attracted to these numbers, folks. That's it. But the real key was right here. All right, this was right at the end of the live trading, which was 2 hours ago. There it is, right there. And as we were going up here, I said, "You see the strength of this market right here? You have this little back off right in here." I said, "This tells you that the CD leg is not going to be AB equals CD. It's going to be 1.27 of that." So if you drew that in like this and went over and put it in the 127 part here, 127, you'll see that you got up to the almost exact, I've got this drawn wrong right here. The exact, it was the exact high. It's 283.3816 was the exact high to the tick. If I can just draw this in correctly, you'd be able to see it. Let me see. Let me try it again here because I know I did it and that's how it worked out. So let's just double check here. Hold on with me a second, folks. Let's get up here. A little mathematics, but that's still okay. Hold on. There's our ABCD leg right there. Okay, now that's set perfectly. Now that should take you to the promised land up there at 127. And I know it's hard to believe, but there it is right there. See that high? The high was 33816. Okay, and there's a number right there. And I was saying this is where we sell it right here at 381, 380. And now you can see we're down $1,600 from that level. Okay, so that's what we were watching in the gold market. Now stay tuned. We got some more stuff. A lot of stuff happening, folks. Stay tuned.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, here's the trade that we were looking for, was the soybeans to take out this low and get down to this level. Now, if you look at it from today's action, we'll get the hourly chart. You can see we had a big move down here, but we did not take out the low of the previous day. We missed it by a little bit. Now, we're still patient because we still think we're going to get down to this level, which is this level of 92. I'm going to bring the 4-hour chart up because we've been waiting for this a long time. There's the 4-hour chart. Okay. Now remember, folks, we bought beans back here. We made some nice money. We made nice money in here. We were long up in here. The weather turned bad and we ended up breaking even. We bought it there. We were up about $1,200 at that time. Ended up either making break even or making $200, depending upon where your stop was. But there's the key, is this one right here. Remember, beans don't start pollinating until the last day of July to the first 3 weeks in August. That depends whether you're going to get 2 pods to the bean or 3 pods to the bean, okay? But here's where we are. We had an order here to buy it at the ABCD. I'm an ABCD person, folks. If you find something better, please let me know, because I never have. There's a number we were trying to do here at 98. What we were trying to do, buy it that low right there. Now, we got down to 10.04. I still think we're going to get there. We actually rallied 12, 15 cents. So if you go back to when it started way back here on April the 15th, you'll see the market comes in at the 61% retracement right here. The ABCD comes in here, and there's your 786. This is where I want to buy it right here, folks, at $9.94. $9.94. That's 15 cents from where it is right now. I'm going to buy it there. Probably be Monday, but that's what I'll be watching. No different than I would be watching if I was doing that one right there. Okay, that's what we're watching for in the bean market. So we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on that. Now, we had a losing trade today. We always have losing trades, but this one here was something we caught right away, but we learned from it, okay? And I've taken it off the board here, but let's get up here for just a second, and we will take a look at it. It's a crude oil. We had it set right, and I just got busy doing so many things today that I saw it right away, but the market was moving so fast I couldn't do anything about it, so we end up with a small loss. Let me get the crude oil up and you'll see what I'm talking about, because we had it set just about perfectly. Hold on, where is it? There's crude oil right here. Get a 3-minute chart up here. Here's where we are. Okay, oh boy, was that a monster. Okay, Here's where we were. All right, this is where we were. This is where we were coming in this morning, okay? You see that low right there? Get that over there right here. See this low right there is right here. That's it right there. I want to show you where it was. There's your high right here. There's your low right here. Remember, this is a contract that trades for about $60,000. There was your 382 here this morning, okay? Now, when we started the show, it was right there at 9 o'clock, okay? There was a 9 o'clock show, and we'd already hit that and backed off about $400, okay? So what we did is we sold it right here, and as soon as I sold it, I said, oh, my God. I said, we're the wrong side of this one, and you'll see the reason why is we've got a market that's really going quickly now, and what it's doing is it's making a beautiful 382 retracement right here. Look at this. This is what I said, oh, we got to get long. Unfortunately, we tried to buy it, and it was running away, and we didn't do it. But there it is right there, to the tick. 382, I tried buying it through here, and then when it took off, I don't like to chase it, and then we were doing gold and cattle and all. We had some nice trades, but, you know, I'm trying to show everybody what we're doing, and it doesn't always work that way. Now, as you can see here, on the way up, remember, this is just a 3-minute chart, but it doesn't make minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, hourly. They're all the same. So it backs off here for half an hour. And if we're right on what that 382 means, if ever a strong trending market, it'll pull right back to the 382. And what did it do? It did it again. But we were doing other things at the time. We had a profitable trade in cattle. We had a profitable trade in gold. We had a profitable trade in the S&P. And then we had this losing one right here, which all I had to do was reverse, and it would make, made $1,000, but don't always get them. All right, but take all the way up. It's 382 all the way up, and now we've been in this level for a long time. We're going to look at it on the hourly. This is see where we are. We're probably setting at the 78% of the. This is how big the move was, folks. You can see it from the last few days. Boy, there's what we call the monumental mistake. There was your 382, but I didn't act when this pulled back, and that would have been the really good one. That was, I explained to them what I did wrong, because you don't want to do it wrong, and that's what we were doing as we were watching this thing unfold. I already showed you what we did in some of these other things, but that's it. All right, let's move on here. And Stan Harley will be our guest next Monday, okay? Now, also, one of the things that we were doing here is we have been short the British pound for quite some time. And this is one of the things that we talked about. You see, we've been coming down here very nicely here ever since the 1st of July. You remember this on the long-term daily, the long-term daily. That was that big move right there. And you looked at that on the weekly chart. It was the one that was really important, because there it was. That basically told you that was a 3 drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, and now you can see you're coming down. All right? So that's the main thing. This is not drawn correctly because it's an old chart. Let me get that out of the way. But that is it. This is a butterfly. See, a butterfly has a lower low. A 3 drive pattern has a higher high. So drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. So if you put it in to see it, this is what it would look like if you drew it on the chart. And there's where it came in right there. You see how this one hit this number right here? 1.27. Do you see that? What do you think that number is? 1.27. It's a weekly chart, and it did it twice in 2 weeks. That's why we're coming down here, folks. This gets below here, look out. Then you got some real seriousness to the downside. Okay? So that's what we're paying attention to. Okay. All right, now let's move on here to what else we're looking at here, something that's pretty interesting. Let me get up here. Let's check a couple of stocks. And what I'm going to do here, folks, I'm going to do something different. I'm not a stock trader, but I do stock watching, because I'm, trying to find places where I don't have to risk very much. Everything I do is focus on not risking very much. Someone asked me today is to look at gasoline today, and wow. This was probably even a better one. Oh, shut the front door and raise the rent. There we go. Get this out of the way. Here's gasoline contract. It's on 3-minute. Let's go to the hourly and see where we were. Okay, there's where, oh my goodness, this was probably a 382 or something. Oh, don't tell me it was a 382. This one back here, I will throw up. Hold on. See, I didn't look at gasoline. I just looked at the crude. Oh, there it is right there. Look at this, right on the opening, folks. That's $1,000 move in gasoline without any risk at all. There's your 382 right here. Well, you say, well, 382s don't work all the time. No, sir, they don't, but nothing else does either. Go back to your low here, to your high here. What's that number right there? 382, huh? Hello, operator. Anyway, that's what you want to be watching. One of the things that we give away during our program is that when we have a talk about the 382 patterns, I have 100 charts that I have, put into a trading PDF file so you can go back and look. And I'm talking about, cash charts on the S&P going back 10, 15 years, how the major lows were hit at 382s. That's why we're at such a really important number here. All right, let's get out of here, and we'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're going to go over the Dow stocks now. The Dow has 30 stocks in it. 20 of them are triple digit. The other 10, they don't really count. And there's some big ones in there that don't count. Intel and Coca-Cola and some others. But anyway, you can see this is a 3-drive pattern on the long-term weekly chart. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3. You can see the market measured to 294. The high was 301. Okay, now you can see this last swing like this, it didn't make it. The reason why, this was a 382, and when the market explodes out of a 382, we know that the market is going to go to 1.27 of that move. And if you put this in like this, where does it do? It takes you right to the promised land, 297, and the high on this was 296.16. How close can that be? It's pretty good, right? All right, we got that out of the way. Now, I think I have Caterpillar in here. If I don't, here it is right here. I'm going to just go over the ones that are making new highs or that are really the triple digits, because those are the ones that run the business. Now, it didn't make a new high here. As you can see here, it hasn't made it yet, but it's been very bullish. No buy off in here. You just buy it at 260 there on April the 8th, like everything else, and away it went to the upside, okay? So that's what we're watching with Caterpillar. All right, the next one we're going to look at here, I think this is called Salesforce. Look, this is a triple digit. Look at this, folks. It was 370, went to 200. On this rally back, it did nothing. This is not bullishness. You can see pulling it down. One of the reasons why the Dow is down pretty good today. All it could do is make a 50% retracement. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is Visa, the people that give you the wonderful break on your credit cards for the people that have a hard time paying. There it is right there. Look at today's action. It's a triple digit, and you wonder why the Dow's down 350? It's because of something like this. That's why. Okay, now the next one we're going to look at here is Mickey D's. This used to be a great company, folks, but I don't know about you. The ones here in Tucson, quality of the food have gone, well, maybe it's because my old palate of being an old person, but there's all we've done here. And in the last few days, there's, look at it. All this did is make a little 382 off. There's your ABCD, and that's probably an exact, let's just look at it, probably an exact 382 off the high would be my guess. Let's just look and see. And that would have been made a new higher high today by a little bit. Now you see it's pulling back a little bit. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is one of my favorites, which is Goldman Sachs. And give me a break here, and I'll pull this up and take a look at it. I look at these once a week, folks, and when I see something that's really exciting, then I do it. Now, here's Goldman Sachs. Now, if you look at this long term, just look at it on the weekly. There it is, folks, the exact same pattern that we're looking at in the NASDAQ. Look where it measures to, 725. Do you know what the high was? 726. It's now 703. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3, and as you can see, the last swing was up at 1.27. Okay, now we'll take a look at Home Depot. This thing should be screaming to the upside, and look at him. It had a high of 440, and look where it is right now. This is no longer the leader of the pack, folks. People are not buying stuff for their home, to fix stuff up, as near as I can tell. All right, now Mr. Appel, it used to mean something. It was the big daddy rabbit for many, many years, and now it is not doing that. You can see here, it's been in a downtrend ever since 250. We completed the big ABCD down here on April the 7th, and now you can see there's where we are. Folks, we are going to take out the April 7th lows during probably the month of July or August. That's my opinion, and that's of the overall stock market. Okay, now let's take a look at Amgen. Now, some of these are, remember, these are triple-digit stocks, and a lot of them are not performing. Here's another one. Look at this. Still not performing. All we did today was make an ABCD pattern right there. Not doing very much, okay? Now we're going to take a look at International Business Machines, okay? Made a new high. Let's get the weekly up so you can see it. It had a pretty big run here. Let's go up, take a look at it. Did I already do this one? No, there it is. Yeah, I did. Yeah, already. And if you change that, it takes you right up to there. Sorry about that, folks. All right, now here's the problem in the Dow is this one, folks. This is where the guy got murdered, remember, in New York. This was the big one. Now, this is a daily chart. You see these gaps that are in here? This is the dude was murdered somewhere around in here, as I recall. I don't I don't know exactly when, but they've got some legal problems. And that's, you can see, if this is a $600 stock, it drops in half. And it's one of the Dow stocks. That's why the Dow Jones never made it to its target of 46,000. It only got to 45,480 or 6 something, whatever it was. It missed it by 400 points because if this had stayed even, we made that target easily. But you couldn't because it's in the Dow and they can't do anything about it. They're going to take it out of the Dow if it keeps acting like this. That's for sure. They don't like stuff that doesn't work very well. Okay, now here's another one. Hasn't quite made a new high. We made a new high last week. We see all week long. Look, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See, so we are. Looks like we're going to be a down week in J.P. Morgan. Now we're going to look at American Express. We'll get up here. We're going to do some currencies when we come back from the break. I'm almost finished with this group right here. We did make a new high in American Express. You can see it just made a new high. This could be a major double top. You can see it was done last week. There's our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a down week. Okay, and then here's Softy. See, to make a new high today, this is a weekly. We made a new high on the week here. Let's move on here and see what it's doing on the daily. We should have made a high on Thursday. There it is right there. I think that was it. In fact, it's up today. It's actually holding the market. It's one of the few Dow stocks that's doing pretty good. And then we have Travelers Insurance, I believe. Let's get this up here. And there it is. That's not looking good at all, folks, because it topped way back in June, is still going lower. These are the triple digits that I'm following. So let me put these back in the group here, tile vertical. And what we're going to do is go back, and we're going to get back to the main program and go down to the charts that we were watching today and bring that up. And then we're going to see where we are with some of these things that we're looking at today, and hopefully they'll be doing what we've been thinking about. Okay, that's what we're watching here. Okay, that's pretty much, I'll tell you this. Oh my goodness, the gold keeps going down. Okay, pretty sad. All right, let's go into the currency market, okay, because we've been talking about this U.S. dollar, and this is going to be affected by many of the things that are out there, folks. That it really is. You know, things are really good. Oh, should have done the bonds too, because they've reversed what we thought was going to happen. There's where we were. Now, I did this, and I will do it a million times. Let's get this hourly chart, okay? We had all this move to the downside, so I suggested that we take profits in here the other day, right here at 13 and change. Now, I've been busy doing a lot of things today, folks, so I missed this. And that's not a good thing to miss. I'll show you why. Let's get right back up here.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the live cattle market. This is August cattle. We've made a 3 drive to a top pattern here, as you can see, right at the 61% retracement. The ABCD measures is basically 23. The high was 23.27. It's just a point under where it is right now, but there's drive 1, there's drive 2, drive 3. Now, to prove that it's mathematically correct, if you go from drive 1 to see that the 1.618 made the high of the first one, okay, and that's drive 2, there's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3, and what does it do? It makes the square root of that number 1.27. That's why when you look at them like this, they always line up the way they should be. Now let's talk about, I'm going to be talking about the U.S. dollar quite a bit here in the hold on one second, get this out of the way, in the newsletter this weekend, because it's at such a real critical level and it's holding well. That's the whole key. Corn has no friends, folks. We had Sime only on yesterday, and it's made new lows now on this run, so we got to wait. And corn. The beans look a little different. We still got a chance with the beans, but they don't look very good at all. The other one that looks terrible, I'm jumping around here because his mind is coming together. I've had a long morning, but let's move here. Take a look at the soybean meal. This is the one I love, this trade, and it worked good for a while, but boy, did it give up the ghost today. Take a look here. See, we're down almost to that level, and we're very, very close, folks. This is long-term stuff, but there's where we are. The last bastion is only $4 away from what we're looking at. That's this last long-term weekly going over the last 6 months. That's it. Let me get this out of the way so we can see it very, very clearly, and there's no problem with understanding. Okay, you have one pattern that is right here, then you have this long rally right here that takes out these highs. Okay, so that means you have to go to your next previous high, which was right there, all right? And then you go down to that level right here, and then to that level right there, and that gives you, we're doing about $6 of where we are right now. I have to take a chance at it down in here. That's what we call a calculated risk speculation. Now, if you measure the expansions from some of these ranges, you're going to see that it's going to bring you down. Remember how important 1.618 is, right, guys? Hello, operators, knocking on the door right there. 279. There's your 1.618. We're $4 away. Nobody wants it. Raise your hand. There's my hand. I will be a buyer at 279 with a stop at 273. I'm going to risk $600. This is tofu, folks. This is 100% pure protein. Now, I've said all along, and it's acting incredibly beautiful, is the chart. I know this isn't foreign currency, but this is what I like to do, so bear with me. There's the bullish one right here, folks. The soybean oil, December soybean oil. This is the one that, after I lost all my money in 74, actually, well, it doesn't make any difference. You can see, there's what I'd like to see, to come into a 382 right here. Some news item, whatever it takes to get it down to that level right here. That, to me, would really be, you got to take it. This is where it went limit bid. Hadn't been limit bid in 8 years. And look, it went limit up, and then limit up, and then it made its high up there. Your A, B, C, D from that point, and now we want to see it back off into here. There's a lot of demand for soybean oil, folks, from what it does, green energy. It also does margarine, all kinds of food things, cooking oil, all that stuff. And it's also paint. It's big in paint. In fact, it was brought to the United States by Henry Ford back in the 20s because he had all his cars were black lacquer. He said, people want colorful cars. The only way they could do that with the soluble paint was to use soybean oil and oil-based paint, and it's still to that way. All right, we'll get this out of the way. Let's get over to the U.S. dollar. I want to cover that because it is by far, well, not by far, but I think it's an important factor of what we're watching here this morning. So let's get up here. You see, look at the Dow Jones, how weak it is, folks. You got the S&P rallied up to the 618 on this, and look at the Dow Jones, and Russell's even worse. See, the Dow Jones made a 382 this morning early. Okay, that was it right here, early this morning, right on the open. There it is right there. Boom, bang, bang, and now I'll just get that 382 in there so you can see it. And that we never miss these moves. Just wait for the 382. It'll give you a chance. And there's where we are right there. Okay. Now, let's get back to the U.S. dollar. First of all, we're going to go down and we're going to pull the dollar index up, which is right here. It'll be on the daily. Okay. Now, it's broken it. There it is. You can see it's breaking it right now. There's that trend line. See, I needed to get really above 97.88. The high today has been, well, we just basically took these highs out from yesterday. So if we can start moving up out of here, we've got a really good chance because this is a pretty big ABCD here, the downside, all right? Look, we've been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So all we got to do is get above 97.88. That's this level right in here. Then it's got a real chance. That's why we're looking at with the British pound. It's either going to stop down at that level or guess what? It's going down to Miami Beach. And it'll be a lot weaker. All right? Okay, we've had a request to take a look at the euro, and I'll get that up here right now for us. And there's another one. Is that Canadian dollar? It had some effect. The euro's right here. Hold on a second. Still moving lower, but this is real critical. Just like the opposite of the U.S. dollar, this is the reciprocal of the U.S. dollar. All right, now there's the possibility we could get to that level. But look at this, folks. We've been down here. Let's clean this out. This is not a bearish chart. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. It's been in a move down, and all it can do is make a 382 off of this last major low right there. There it is. We've hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times over the last few days. We've hit it, and we haven't done anything. We're still trading above it. Something's going to happen. This thing's either going to go wham or wham to the downside. I don't know which way it's going to go. My odds, well, we'll see. Anyway, this is a daily chart, and if you look at this, there's your 3-drive pattern. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3. See how this ratio is 2 to 1? That ratio is 2 to 1? Perfect. AB equals CD? Perfect. Now, where's my moving average? We'll put that in there. There's my moving average. See that? I use this all the time. Please excuse me, moving average people. I don't mean to do that. My mentor, John Hill, when I said, how about moving averages? He said, the one thing about moving average, they're exactly what they say they are. And I said, what do you mean, John? He said, they're moving and they're average. And he said, if you want to be good in this business, you got to move faster and you can't be average. And what gets you out of average is to learn the alphabet. You don't need to know the whole 39 letters. How many are there? 26 letters? Just know the first letters of the alphabet. AB equals CD. Okay, get that out of the way. We got to stick the old clock on the wall. Oh, we had a question about Tesla stock. I'll get that up here in a second. Still doesn't look like they've made up to two buddies, but they will. They'll be good bosom buddies again very shortly, I'm sure. Especially when Tesla gets to 500. Now, there's Tesla right now, been up now. Let's just look at it. Where we at? We're having a little rally, 1, 2, 3, 5-day rally. And what is it coming to? Let's just measure right here. Today's high was almost there.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hey folks, Larry Pesavento for TFNN. Remember, Monday we're going to have Stan Harley as our guest. On Wednesday we're going to have Paula Webb. And on Thursday, I believe we're going to have Mike Moore as our guest. And then maybe on Friday we're going to have Jeff Huge of Alpha Insight. So we have a full group of really talented people coming on next week. Folks, I think we've made a major top in the stock market. very similar to the bottom that we made on March the 5th of 2009. I do not think this market will be higher. If it is next week, then everything that I've done here is wrong. That happens a lot, as you know, but let's keep it in mind. If I'm right, you could see something really dramatic to the downside, and I don't want to see you lose any money. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you don't lose. If you'll focus on that, you'll be far better off than any other way that you can figure out how things are working, okay? So please live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we'll see you again on the flip side, which will be Monday morning. The newsletter will go out on Sunday morning like it always does, and there'll be some good information that'll show you where we are with these stocks and which ones look good in the stock market and which ones look better. And someone else is asking a question here. Please tell me they're not seeing the charts. 1 minute to go. No, I haven't forgotten now. I understand. I still got a minute to go. And someone's asked about a stock, and I'll bring it up right here. Hold on right here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's right there. There it is. Right here. BlackRock. They own everything. Let's see how their stock is doing. Now, their trades for $1,000 a share. Well, it should. Okay, look at the daily on this. And they own everything, so that's why it's going up quite a bit. And you can see it's not in the Dow or anything like that, but it has made a new high on the year. As you can see, we've done that. There was a 3-drive top way back in December. Now we've made a new high up into this level right here. Look at this, folks. 30% move with no correction. Shut the front door and raise the rent. See you later. May God bless.